Well, what an absolute gem this is, and a lovely surprise as well. Announced and released on the same day, Hi-Fi Rush is a spectacular rhythm-based action game that boasts comic book-like storytelling and humour to make not only a video game that feels incredibly fresh and original, but also something that is truly uplifting, and it's full of as much positive energy as your nearest yoga class.
Chai, is it?
Yep.
Profession, rock star?
I just want to caveat quickly that a lot of really what makes Hi-Fi Rush so great is the way the music, the visuals, and the action blend together, but I can't use a lot of the music due to copyright strikes. As a result, a lot of the footage will be in silence. I'll use clips, maybe 5 seconds of music, but none of the licensed music for obvious reasons. But in relation to that, the soundtrack features bands such as the Black Keys, Nine Inch Nails, and legendary British electro-punk band The Prodigy. In fact, the chapter in the game that builds up to the dropping of Prodigy's Invaders Must Die was absolutely jaw-dropping and euphoric to me as a huge British music fan. As someone whose other passion outside of video games is going to live music concerts, the biggest compliment I can give Hi-Fi Rush is this: at times it truly captures the cathartic euphoria of going to a concert of your favourite musician or band and singing along in unison with them and a bunch of strangers. Tango Gameworks have nailed the joy of music in a video game that is more Devil May Cry than anything else. The masterstroke in Hi-Fi Rush is not needing beat perfect timing to compete. The first thing I hear from people when they ask me about Hi-Fi Rush on stream is, oh, I'm not good at rhythm games. You don't need to be good at rhythm games. Your attacks will naturally land on the beat. Landing exactly on the beat will give you bonus damage, and that's a brilliant idea. Now, boss fights do have some form of rhythm check, but not in the way you'd imagine. The payoff when completing these rhythm checks is so incredible. Oh no! Yes! Oh my god, that was so good! The final product here is nothing short of sensational. Seamlessly blending 2D platforming, 3D platforming, beat 'em up style 1v1 combat, rhythm-based Devil May Cry-based combos, and straight-up comedy real humour.
Watch out, Chai. They're ready to ambush you on the lift.
Oh, these guys are like the dude upstairs. They don't know me. See? Sup, fellow Vandalay employees? Catching the lift?
Yep. Secure the room too, just as
There's
well.
the defect! Stop him!
Nah, this is the guy that fixed the security system, man.
Idiots! That's the defect! Get him!
I find it hard to believe we will see many, if any, better games this year. And I'll be straight up with you, if we get 2 or 3 better games than this has been a sensational year for video games. If you think the video games industry is a bunch of suits pushing out sequels and microtransactioning the crap out of everything, then let Hi-Fi Rush restore your faith in video gaming. The constant influx of new enemies, moves, party members to summon Marvel vs. Capcom style, and bosses leave you locked in for the entirety of the game, and your mind will never wander. On top of that, every boss has their own unique persona, sense of humour, mechanics, and licensed soundtrack that culminate in unforgettable boss battles. I am trying to think of some criticisms of Hi-Fi Rush just to balance everything out, and honestly, I can't think of any at all. I'd say slightly on the camera, minor locking issues. The camera can be a bit too loosey-goosey for the speed of the action. Rarely had an issue with it, to be honest with you. The difficulty curve is perfect, and this is just quite simply a breath of fresh air. It's absolutely incredible, and I think we'll look back on this game in years and we will look at it fondly, and it'll hold a kind of mythical status. Anyway, let's break down everything individually and the individual components of the game, but I highly recommend this. It's free on Game Pass. Please go play it. Go support talented devs like this. This game is an example of what happens if you let talented devs run free, sort of carefree with their implementation and their imagination, and you get a game like Hi-Fi Rush. Superb, highly recommend it. Large stretches of this game are bordering on straight up genius. Excellent, what a excellent game. Hi-Fi Rush has a perfect marriage of visuals and story. They both complement one another and bounce off one another. The cel-shaded Jet Set Radio style presentation is bright, bold and blistering. The colours jump off the screen at you. In an industry that has leaned more towards cinematic, dark and serious interpretations of the former, it's a beautiful shift in direction and one that embraces its inner child. And that can be in the form of jokes, or the cartoony cutscenes, or the dialogue. It's goofy, but it never slips into cheesy. It simply warms your soul with its charm.
Wonderful to finally meet you in person.
It's like an actual TV show.
The macaron said expressions make me less off-putting.
Hi-Fi Rush never takes itself seriously, and neither should you. I laughed out loud many times. The writing and the delivery of the jokes is excellent, it's top tier. The visuals allow for the goofy script to shine, and it allows it to feel at home.
This is a juicy meeting.
He's on mute.
Zanzo, I think you're muted, honey.
The characters from Chai, the main protagonist, to everybody you meet on the way, they're all lovable, and brilliantly they're each given their own moments to shine. Yes, even the cat. What Tango Gameworks do brilliantly here is weave together the level design and the humour so it all fits together seamlessly. Each level has its own sonic as well as visual identity. One level is literally about an overbearing boss enforcing crunch on employees and wasting money on stupid ideas while ignoring core fundamentals.
Well, while you've been dealing with my distractions, I've been working on a pet project. Something with unrestricted creative freedom!
And this is a studio owned by Bethesda, who is owned by Microsoft. It's bonkers and it's bloody hilarious. The story begins with Chai. He goes to basically a big corporation who are doing robotic implants on people to improve their lives. There's a mishap in the production and his iPod is basically fused into him, creating his defect. He's therefore assigned to be scrap and he fights back. And really, your journey begins there. The script regularly makes reference to modern memes, as well as answering one of the universe's biggest questions. Who on earth was that left shark in Katy Perry's Super Bowl halftime show?
Where are you?
On in 30 seconds. Fighting is it ready? All the dancers on stage. Everyone in costume. Where's left shark? I can't find left shark.
Left shark?
There he is. Get him on stage now.
Well, we now have the answer. The premise overall is simple. Kill the different heads of departments for this evil corporation, get their passwords to stop an evil AI controlling people. What isn't simple is how you get there and what you need to do along the journey. The key to everything in Hi-Fi Rush is the beat, and the game lets you see the beat everywhere you look. Now whether that's your health bar, the vents pushing out air, or your cart showing you the beat from its, well, weird eye thing that follows you around, there is no lack of help in finding your rhythm. Now when I was on stream playing, a lot of people said they didn't want to play Hi-Fi Rush because they're not good at rhythm-based games. You do not need to be good at rhythm-based games to enjoy and fully complete Hi-Fi Rush. Landing on the beat perfectly will simply give you bonuses, so more beat-savvy players are rewarded. Even if you're screwing up, you're not making some huge error which will stop you from progressing. Boss fights go up levels and keys on cue to recreate epicness that leaves your spine tingling like a great concert you've been to when all the crowd and singers sing in unison. Hi-Fi Rush contains set-piece boss battles that are a hypnotic dance between you and your adversary. Music choices in the fights elevating something great to something truly legendary. I mean, a remix of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony as you fight a robotic werewolf? It's bloody sublime.
Spectra. Profits would leave on the table.
The numbers are in, and you are out.
And that nicely leads me into 5 weird and wonderful things about Hi-Fi Rush. Number 1 is summons. Summons are a huge part of the game. They will help you keep up comboing as well as countering specific mechanics certain enemies and bosses have. They can be used via the left triggers, don't sleep on them, use them at every opportunity. Number 2 is boss fights. The boss fights in Hi-Fi Rush are no joke. In every level you'll be taught a specific combo or mechanic and this will be put to a strenuous test in the boss fight. Try and enjoy them as much as you can because the music is epic, the movesets are epic, and every boss fight is just it kind of just permeates greatness. Number 3 is the enemy variety. Tango Gameworks do not rest on their laurels in Hi-Fi Rush. They will throw new enemies, mini-bosses, sub-bosses at you at every opportunity. Everyone will have its own unique moves, its own unique counter mechanic, as well as just being, quite frankly, brutally difficult. Number 4 is upgrades. This game actually has somewhat of a build system in it, whether it be chips you can install in your character, different moves you can add to your summons, or different combos you can buy. It definitely rewards multiple playthroughs and trying different play styles. And the last weird thing I found in Hi-Fi Rush was number 5, and that's the walk speed. For a game that's so fast and speedy and so adrenaline pumping, I just found its general walking speed to be a bit slow, so be ready to smash the right trigger and dash through absolutely everything. And that, my friends, is 5 weird and wonderful things about Hi-Fi Rush. And that's it really, that's all I have to say about the incredible game that is Hi-Fi Rush. It was an absolute joy to play. It's the type of game that just relights your fire when it comes to video gaming. It's original, it's brave, it's bold, and it's fun. I don't think you can ask for more than that from a video game or from a hobby that you love. Anyway, take care, peace, and look after yourselves.